What is up, everybody? My name is Zach. Welcome back to Case Digital. In today's video, we're talking about the range function and what does it do in Python. Well, essentially, the range function you'll often see in a format such as like for I in range of 6, let's say. What does this do? Well, range is going to produce a sequence of numbers that we can go through. Basically, it's going to produce a sequence of numbers. And then in a for loop, in this case, it's going to allow us to iterate through that sequence of numbers, right? So if I go ahead and print this out, what you'll see is that the range function is going to start at 0, the value of 0, because Python is 0 base, and then it's going to go all the way up until, but not including this value of 6. So in this case, if I go ahead and print this out, what you should see is I get started at value of 0, like it does here, and then I end at the value of 5. That's the last value that gets printed out, because range does not include this value that you put in. So if I wanted to do, say, 10 values, from 0 to 10, essentially it's going to print out 0 to 9. We're still getting 10 values. It's just Python is 0 base. And so we have to account for that, right? And you can also do larger numbers, such as 99. It's really fast. It's really nice. That's going to give us up to 98. So if you wanted to really hey, I want 100 numbers, you do something like this, and then go ahead and rerun it. And that's going to give us from zero all the way to 99. So just like that. But that's great now. But what if we want to not start at 0? What if we want to choose how we want to start and stop? Well, range allows you to do that. You can pass in a value. And if you just do this will assume that you're just doing the stop. But if you do a comma and then also do the stop, you'll see my IntelliSense popped up here, and it says that in this format we can provide the start, the stop, and a step, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. So if I want to start at, say, 1 and I want to go up until 10, and I go ahead and rerun this, what you'll see is that my values the first value is not 0 this time, it's 1. And that's because we said, hey, start at 1, and then we go up until 10. So in this case, it's still the same. The stop is still the same. It's up until, but not including this stop value. So that means that, again, we're going to stop at 9. So if I needed to have 10 in there, we would do 11, and then that would give us, 1 to 10. Again, this is all because Python is a 0-based programming language, like most of them. So that is how we can do the, control with a stop in the end. But what if you want to control the step size? What if I don't want to increment by 1 every time. I want to increment by 2. Well, that's where that step function comes in, whereas I can pass in another comma, and I want to do every 2 values. I want to, do that. And so you can put in 2 for a step. And now we get 1, starting from 1, then we skip 2, that's 3, 5, 7, and 9. So in this case, we're getting all the odd numbers from starting at 1 all the way up until the value, but not including 11, right? So that's 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now that's great, but did you know you can also use this to go backwards? So check this out. So again, the first index in this case is the start. So let's say I want to start at 10, and I want to go all the way to 0, and I want to say go backwards by counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can pass in this -1, and if I go ahead and I run this, what you'll see is that we start at the value of 10. We go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, right? Because again, it's up until but not including the stop value. So if I wanted to see 0, I could put a -1 here, and then this should go all the way from 10 all the way to 0. So that is the range function. Basically, it allows you to help generate a sequence of numbers that you provide the start index, the stop index, and then if you do negative, in this case, it's going to go backwards. And if you do positive, it's going to go forward. And we could try a +1 here and see what it does. And essentially, it's not going to print anything out because it's already at 10. So if it's at 10, there's nothing else to print out. It's just going to exit the loop, right? So that's the range function. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, keep on programming.